The FBI is about to take another major credibility hit, and they only have themselves and their partners at the Department of Justice to blame. Now, this story is absolutely unbelievable. The FBI is now saying they've lost 5 months of text messages to and from Trump-hating senior agent Peter Strzok. 5 months of text messages. And when I give you the dates, you're going to understand why that's terrifying. Now, you watch my show. You know I'm not a hyperbolic guy. I don't exaggerate. If I say it's terrifying, it's because I genuinely find it terrifying. Let me say this, and this number really got to me this morning when I thought about it. I have been either an active law enforcement officer, a partner of law enforcement, a law enforcement contractor, or an on-air analyst of law enforcement and intelligence issues for 25 years. I know my boyish good looks betray that, but yeah, since 1993, I've been doing this. I strapped on a gun and a badge in 1993, and I've been working around it ever since. And needless to say, I have a lot of experience with this stuff. And I have never in those 25 years, when I was a little kid running around with a gun and a badge, in those 25 years, I have never seen anything this egregious, and I've certainly never seen this many coincidences surrounding the same investigation. So what happened here? Well, the FBI is claiming they failed to preserve, and this is from an excellent Daily Caller story by Chuck Ross, they failed to preserve 5 months worth of text messages to and from Peter Strzok, many with Lisa Page. They failed to preserve hers as well. You know, his mistress. They were conspiring against Trump, and their text messages were in gray. Text messages that said Trump was an idiot. Others said F Trump. And the famous one that said, quote, "I want to believe the path you threw out for consideration in Andy's office." Andy, presumably being FBI number 2, Andrew McCabe, a big Democrat, the guy whose wife took $700,000 from longtime Clinton ally and fixer, then Governor Terry McAuliffe, for her state Senate race in Virginia. Quote, "There's no way Trump gets elected, but I'm afraid we can't take that risk. It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. So now we have senior FBI officials conspiring against the election of Donald Trump. And that's why those terrifying dates are going to become very, very important in just a second. I mean, they're mind-blowingly important. And Andy being a reference to McCabe, the FBI number 2, who was complicit in all this. Well, why are the dates important? Well, the dates during which the messages, the records of those messages failed to be preserved were December 14th, 2016 to May 17th, 2017. Now, why are these two seemingly innocuous dates critically important, and why do they scare me as much as they do about this investigation? Well, December 14th, 2016 was smack dab in the middle of Trump being elected and inaugurated. He was President-elect Trump. So what was being plotted frantically in the weeks before his inauguration? Even more important, even more terrifying. May 17th, 2017. Now, why is this seemingly innocuous date in the middle of spring, May of 2017, important? Because May 17th, 2017, get ready for this. May 17th, 2017 was the exact calendar day that Robert Mueller was appointed special counsel. So text messages from prior to December 14th, prior to the election, are there. Text messages between Strzok and Page after Mueller's appointment are there, while Strzok was working with Mueller investigating Team Trump. But in the period right before the inauguration until the day Mueller was appointed, they're missing. Now, do you believe that that's a coincidence? I don't. Do you believe that that time period is insignificant and coincidental? Not at all. I don't buy it. It's not, as I tweeted yesterday, it's not in the ballpark's parking lot, in the parking lot of the ballpark of believability. And let me read you what a guy named Stephen Boyd, Assistant Attorney General for Legislative Affairs, wrote to the Senate committee. It's the Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee. This is what he wrote to them. And this one really makes my blood boil, because this guy, wow, this guy is working overtime to cover for the FBI. Look, I've been doing this work a long time. I know when I'm reading a spin statement. He said that the reason the evidence wasn't preserved was due to, quote, misconfiguration issues related to rollouts, provisioning, and software upgrades that conflicted with the FBI's collection capabilities. Now, you're telling me that the FBI that has put thousands of people in prison, the FBI that leads our nation's cybercrime efforts, had bad software installed that deleted their text messages? There are thousands of people sitting in federal prison today, as I'm here bringing this to you, because of the FBI's meticulous world-renowned evidence preservation protocols, especially digital and cyber evidence. People are sitting in prison as a result, yet the FBI couldn't preserve their own text messages of two of their most senior people with the most sensitive security clearances, communicating on FBI devices. The FBI lost that. But they can go to Wall Street and find a 10-year-old email in which one guy was CC'd and convict him and send him to federal prison on insider trading. They really want you to believe that. This guy Boyd goes on to say, quote, the result was that data that should have been automatically collected and retained for long-term storage and retrieval was not collected. I don't believe it. I do not believe it for 1 second. The time period, the players involved, the fact that the FBI does not lose data. And even worse, do you notice that every time the FBI loses something, it benefits teams Hillary and Obama? They lose a laptop, it benefits Hillary. They lose emails, it benefits Hillary. They lose stroke texts, it benefits Hillary. And now the NSA is saying it didn't preserve information from 2016 and 2017 that benefits Hillary, the Democrats, and Team Obama. Do you believe for a second this is accurate? Because I don't. I don't believe anything the FBI is saying anymore. I know that's a bold statement, but there are simply not this many coincidences in life. And there are never this many coincidences with a federal law enforcement agency that has the rigid protocols of the FBI. Coincidences that only benefit one side. Teams Obama and Hillary, who apparently weaponized the Department of Justice and the FBI on behalf of Hillary's campaign. Now, I'm also not impressed with Senator Johnson because he should be fuming. He should be calling for heads to roll. He and every other senator, every congressman, the president, and Attorney General Jeff Sessions should be standing on a podium saying to Americans, you're going to have accountability. People are going to go to jail. But no. Senator Johnson tepidly writes, quote, the loss of records from this period is concerning. He writes that to FBI Director Wray. How about Director Wray, hold people accountable, put them in jail or resign, or you'll be fired. Same for you, Attorney General Sessions. This is one of the most egregious political scandals in American history, if not the worst. It is Obamagate. I do not believe for a second that the FBI only coincidentally and innocently loses incriminating evidence on Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, but somehow is able to find reams of evidence on Team Trump, by the way, that can't be corroborated in the phony Steele dossier. And this all seems to tie into this hashtag release the memo campaign that refers to Homeland, the House's Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence report, this memo that shows FISA abuses within the FBI and DOJ. This is the memo we're talking about. Devin Nunes, the chairman of the House Select Committee on Intelligence, Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, has compiled a memo that apparently proves that the FBI and DOJ used the Steele dossier, and that's the speculation, that's what's starting to slowly leak. Even though James Comey called it salacious and unverified, they presented it to a FISA court as vetted fact, which would be jailable if they lied under oath, would be prosecutable if they lied to the judge. And they obtained warrants to surveil Donald Trump's and his campaign team. This was the weaponization of American law enforcement and intelligence to help a rival political campaign, a rival party. That's how bad this is. And I honestly now believe what Nunes is claiming. I believe Representative Matt Gaetz. I believe Representative Ron DeSantis. I believe Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio. They're all as infuriated as I am. There are not this many coincidences. People need to go to jail. Heads need to roll because we are really witnessing what I do consider to be one of the worst, if not the worst, scandal in American political history. This is critically important content, and I want to bring it to you every day. So please subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows. And do not forget to check out my new show, Off the Cuff Declassified. It's an hour long. We go much deeper into all this. You're going to absolutely love it. I guarantee it. You're going to love it. You got to check it out. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.